Hey folks, Harley Day Rider here, back at you once again on a lovely 2011 Harley Electric Glide Classic. This is my first ride of 2018 to work. And, you know, you miss riding to work. But on the news this morning, they were showing 50 degrees, and I told Mrs. HCR, I said, well, you know what that means? She goes, oh, you're taking the bike to work? And I said, yes, I am taking the motorcycle to work. Because when we get off work today, it's supposed to be 75. I wanted to bring you in here because I wanted to show you this lovely sunrise. This is like my best part of my ride to work every single day, is this sunrise right here. Look at the hay bales and how the sun comes up over top of that ridge. It is just absolutely beautiful, and that is like what tells me every day, good morning HDR, it's going to be a good day. Whenever I see that sun coming up like that, it is just absolutely gorgeous. Some mornings it's more orange out here than other mornings, but it is really, really nice. So anyhow, we were talking about, what were we talking about? Well, a lot of you see my my demo or test ride from, that was Saturday. When I went down to Valley Harley Davidson, my buddy talked me into taking a road glide out. He bought a road glide, I guess it's a road glide special, you know, without the touring pack. And then he had added the touring pack. But he made a lot of sense. He explained to me that he added a touring pack because there's a quick release latch. You can just pop it right off whenever he doesn't need it. But the one I was looking at was the Road Glide Ultra, and that has the permanent touring pack on it. In that touring pack, I'm going to stop down here and let this truck around me. That particular touring pack, I need that on there anyway for when Mrs. HDR rides with me. Plus having this one, having the Classic, and having the touring pack back there all the time anyway, I thought about taking it off. But to be honest with you, once you have it, it's really hard to live without it. Like this morning, I got it loaded down. I got my shoes in there because I got my boots on. I'm being a good boy today. Some days I ride with my tennis shoes, but it's still cold out, so I got to put my boots on. And, stop down here, let this guy through. I put my my boots on, so my shoes is in there. I have my lunch in there, so that's a good thing. Yeah, we're going to stop here and let this guy pass. So I have my lunch in there also. And I have something else in there, actually, believe it or not. And we talked about the other day, I'll let these cars come down through too. I'll lift this shield up a little bit, it's fogging up on me. We talked about it the other day a little bit. And that is the Sena backpack. So why am I returning the Sena backpack? Well, I noticed, and I don't know if you noticed in the video I shot with it the other day, a lot of static and clicking and everything in there. So I watched a lot of videos. What do we do when we have trouble, right? We turn to YouTube. I watched a lot of videos. And on those videos it said, well, just downgrade your firmware to 1.6.2. So I did that. I downgraded the firmware on my Sena to 1.6.2, and then it pretty much just what do we call that? Pretty much bricked my Sena. My Sena wouldn't even turn on after that. Just turned on the blue light and nothing would happen. I couldn't even turn it off without resetting it. So at that point, I re-upgraded my Sena to 1.7. I think 1.7.7 is up right now. So I re-added the firmware and upgraded it again. And then I went on a ride yesterday with Henry. And we were doing a dual vlog. I told you that's why I wanted it. So we're doing a dual vlog. Everything seemed to be going okay, but he said he kept hearing a clicking and a scratching. And I watched another video the other day that said turn your Bluetooth off on your cell phone. I did that, and we still were getting the clicking and the hissing, and so he turned his Bluetooth off on his cell phone. We were still getting the clicking and hissing, so not sure where it was. So once we made it out to Raccoon State Park out there at the lake, I I said, look, I'm going to shut the Sena backpack off. I'm just going to turn it off and we'll see what happens. We turned it off and everything cleared up. Even the Senas on the headsets were actually louder. Everything was crystal clear again. So it's something with that backpack. I know a lot of you have them out there and you're very successful with them, and I wish I was, but you know, for spending 130 bucks, I'm just not happy. I mean, and 130 bucks is 130 bucks. That's a lot of money for, you know, for something that marginally works for me. So, you know, I am returning it and sending it back for all the static issues and everything. And I'm going to wait until that 10C Pro comes out, I think, the Sena 10C Pro, and then I'll look into that. Maybe purchase one of those and have an all-in-one unit, you know. We talked about that, a video recorder and a communicator that will, you know, record everybody's conversations that's in your group with you. So I'm leaning towards that. I think the all-in-one unit is going to be the way to go. And I do believe that, well, no, I don't know for sure, but because I never understood why Sena never came out with, and it is Sena. And the way I found that out is the 20S takes voice commands. And I said, hello Sena, hello Sena, hello Sena. It didn't do anything. And then I said, hello Sena. And when I did that, it said say a command. So it is Sena. And but that works very, very well. You can tell, like, to turn on the radio. You can tell to play music from your phone. It does a cool, you know, a couple cool little nice things. But I told him above and beyond, and a lot of you commented back. Thank you so much. I do appreciate the comments about dual vlogging is a lot more difficult. You know, at least for me it was, than just, you know, me talking to you folks and giving you my point of views. So for now, we're not going to be dual vlogging. I do have, you know, some video from yesterday I will be putting together and putting up online. Probably one day this week, because it's going to be raining all week. That's why I brought the motorcycle to work today. Today is the best day of the week. Don't you wish you, every day that's going to be a like 70 or 80 degree day, don't you wish you could just take the day off and not go to work? We should have those. Any job that when you have a motorcycle, they should have what's called a bike day. And you should get probably, I don't know, 5 of those a year. 5 bike days a year would be really, really good. And you just call in and tell your boss, I'm taking a bike day. And with any luck, your boss will also be a motorcycle rider. And he'll say, you know what, I'm going to meet you. We're going to go for a nice bike trip today. And he may even say, hey, and I'm buying lunch. Like, huh. So you return with, well, that's fine. I'll buy the beer. So maybe you'll buy him a beer for out there at lunchtime. Nice way to think about that. If you haven't done so, please go over to my Facebook page, Harley Day Rider. Like the page for any like weird updates I may put on there. And sometimes I'll post a picture or two on there or something. You can also follow my blog, and as harleydayrider.com. So I usually do a write-up on harleydayrider.com of whatever I'm into. And then what I'll do is I'll post, you know, I'll Facebook it out, and then I Twitter it out to Harley Day Rider on Twitter. So that way you know that there's something new released out there, and you don't have to go out there every day and see for something there. So just a nice way to keep in constant contact with all you folks out there and be able to communicate with you of what's going on in, you know, good old HDR's lifetime here. So I'm going to be kicking out of here once I get down here. And this is one of the worst roads leading up to our school than you could ever imagine. It's just a terrible road, what they've done to it. And the potholes, they actually filled them in with gravel, so it's not a real good idea for bikers. So I got to really be cautious coming up the hill here. Hey, the last thing, those gloves I bought, well, I had those on this morning. It's 50 degrees, so with the wind chill factor, I'm thinking probably what, 35 at 50 mile an hour, something like that. Let's say, I don't know for sure, but my hands were getting like really cold. I mean, super cold. So I actually pulled over, and this is what I was just telling Henry last night about. Okay, car, you can go. Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, go. I was telling Henry this yesterday, you know, keep gear in your saddlebags. Keep some gear in your saddlebags. I told him, you know, you should always carry a jacket of some kind. If nothing else, I always carry a sweatshirt. I always carry my rain gear. And, thankfully this morning, I always carry an assortment of different styles and types of gloves in there. Because you don't know. You go out and you think, oh, this riding condition, it's 50 degrees this morning. I'll be just fine. Well, I should have thought, you know, if I was putting on my my freeze-out hood, I don't know what they call it. What they call that? A Belvedere? A Belvedere? Can't pronounce it. Not going to try it. It's basically a hood. If I'm going to put that on to cover my neck because I'm worried about my neck getting cold, then, you know, I probably should have on my leather over gloves. So I put these over those windproof gloves, and this combination is working out pretty well. My hands actually feel warm because, man, they were really getting chilly, and I knew I wasn't going to make it the whole way out here. My ride to work, my commute's about 35 minutes, I guess. As you can see, a lot of back roads, a lot of country to ride through. So, yeah, it wasn't real good. It had to be really, really cold. Alright, so I got to motivate the bike around the back of the building here and park in my special motorcycle parking space so nobody runs over the motorcycle. That's always a good thing. Keeps it out of the path of all the cages. I will talk to you next time. Remember, ride your own ride, be safe out there, and be kind to one another. Harley Day Ride's going to be down and out in southwestern Pennsylvania, in a little town of Hookstown, PA. Look that up. Hookstown, PA. I'll talk to you. Bye-bye for now.